So I just wanted to give you a brief overview about the people and culture team. So probably the smallest team at council. We're a team of 3. We're just going to take a quick look at the organisational structure, where we fit within the structure. I guess our key areas of responsibility, touch briefly on the council values, and then take you through the workforce management plan and finish, of course, with some questions. So we sit in, can you see that? The Office of the General Manager under Mark. And I guess essentially what our role is, so we're an internal service provider like Tim, and we're here to foster a positive and supportive environment. So looking at all facets of HR, employee engagement, wellbeing and development. We have regular consultation with staff through our various committees, our Staff Consultative Committee, which we're required to have under the Local Government State Award, and our Health and Safety Committee. So we do meet regularly with staff to talk about all matters around, I guess, affecting staffing and safety, gathering feedback through our surveys such as Office Vibe, and we recently conducted the People at Work survey again, just so we understand employees' needs and just ensuring that their voices are heard. Throughout the year, we organise a number of all-staff events to encourage that connection and teamwork across our departments. So we tend to have a mid-year and end-of-year event, which is well, I guess, attended by staff, and it's a great way just to, I guess, say thanks to, you know, all their efforts and hard work. We have various reward and recognition programs highlighting individual team contributions. So we've recently introduced an Employee of the Quarter award, which is basically done through our Office Vibe online survey, and then achievements such as tenure and service awards, as well as retirement. So really looking at that culture of appreciation. We also offer resource programs focused on health and wellbeing. So we've got our EAP program, our Employee Assistance program, which is also available to our councillors, our Fitness Passport program, and various other initiatives throughout the year. So Mel from my team puts out a calendar of events such as skin checks, annual flu vaccination. What else do we do? Health checks, yoga, all those types of things. We put out regular surveys just to see what staff would like to see as part of that program. So a big focus around employee wellbeing, because obviously we need our people to be happy and healthy and well to be able to deliver the services to the community. And so also looking at creating that inclusive workplace culture. So doing things such as like potluck lunches and morning teas and safety toolbox talks, just to get everybody together and included and involved, so everyone feels valued and welcomed. What are we up to now? So this is the team, as I said, a team of 3. So I'm the group leader of people and culture. So I oversee a small team who are dedicated to providing internal support services across council. Our key responsibilities, managing the recruitment, onboarding process and retention to make sure we're attracting and retaining talented employees. We also focus on employee development through our training program and training budget, which I manage. And then we've also got our health and wellbeing initiatives, which I've talked about briefly, which is also the workers' compensation and injury management functions. So yeah, we're basically looking to create a positive, productive and safe environment for all of our employees. So I've got Michelle in my team, and Michelle basically looks after all of our recruitment. She's responsible for managing our online recruitment tool, Martian Logic. So does a lot of work in the back end there, puts all the job ads out, assists the hiring managers with the process, and also with our Elmo Bright, which is our learning management system as well. So setting all of that up, setting up all the courses, doing all the course enrollment. So a lot of the back of house stuff. She also assists me with training and some industrial matters. So Michelle's got about 13 plus years in local government, so very familiar with the award and how all of that works in the HR space. Mel is relatively new to our team. She doesn't come from local government, but has a really strong background in HR. She's our return to work and wellbeing coordinator. So she's the first point of contact for any injuries, workers' compensation matters, return to work for work-related and non-work-related injuries, and and also a really good resource for people who are experiencing issues. And I think it's been a really valuable addition to the team and has really made a huge impact in our workers' compensation space and just managing those injuries and ensuring a quick return to work. And I get to manage all the fun stuff. So I love doing the learning and development because I enjoy that. And then just coupled with any sort of employee grievances and complaints and those types of matters. But it can also work across the recruitment and workers' comp in their absence. We've got our employee values, organisational values. So we've developed 6 core values to guide our organisation, and they obviously dictate behaviour and help achieve our community vision and major strategies. I'm sure most of you have probably seen these values now around service ethic, commitment, professionalism, respect, teamwork, integrity, and communication. Just touching briefly on where this all fits within the IPNR framework. So once again, I think most of you would be familiar with the framework around the legislation and regulation. So with the community vision can only be achieved with sufficient resources. So that's where we sort of fit in the piece of the puzzle with the council's resourcing strategy, explaining how we'll meet our obligations, considering our workforce, finances and assets. So it enables us to deliver our services to the community. And that is due for review, I think, next year, 2026. So hopefully most of you have seen the plan or had a look at it. If not, I can organise for you to get a copy of that. And we're actually having a planning day tomorrow to basically get some new ideas and actions, which will inform the new workforce plan next year. Let's go to the next one. Just some key metrics. So we employ approximately 160 people across a wide variety of disciplines and professions. So to get the very best from our workforce, obviously we need to have that workforce planning in place to make sure we've got the right people in the right jobs at the right time. As I mentioned before, our employees are our most important asset, so we really need to make sure that we're taking care of them and we're giving them, I guess, all of the tools and resources to make sure that they're doing their job. Just to note here, we have had an increase in females within the organisation from figures in previous years, and our turnover has also reduced from 23 to 15% in the last 12 months, which I think is a really good result. So looking at that, turnovers, 15% turnover is an average turnover figure. In terms of our employment status, this is just, I guess, a pie chart of how we're currently sitting at the moment. So 61% of our employees are engaged on a full-time basis, 12% part-time, 10% casual, and then we've got our fixed term or maximum term contract that have been engaged mainly for a majority of that RMCC contract work that the operations team are doing. I guess one thing I just wanted to talk about, so since I started with council probably about 3 years ago, I've been working with the team just to, I guess, go back to basics and create a solid foundation to build upon, just with our systems and processes. And then as through part of that, we're always going through that cycle of continuous improvement. So just looking at what we're doing, seeking feedback around, I think there's some feedback going on at the moment with our recruitment system, from the end user experience, how are they finding it and what they can suggest to make it better. So we're always sort of working on those things, setting a solid foundation and always looking to improve. In terms of our workforce planning, obviously the council is one of the major employers in the area, delivering a wide range of services from community wellbeing, engineering, planning, design, infrastructure, roads, bridges, water, sewer, waste, recycling, visitor information, administration support, economic development, public health services. So it is such a wide range of services. And so I guess some of our challenges is being able to attract those people with the appropriate skills that are available in the area. And I guess that's probably one of the biggest challenges for the people and culture team. So that's why it's obviously important to have our workforce planning strategies in place. So I'll just quickly take you through the 3 key areas and strategies of the plan. So the first one is around attraction. So we want to basically be able to pull from the biggest talent pool and provide, I guess, that employee value proposition. So why come and work for Bellingen Shire Council? What's our point of difference? And, how can we promote people coming to the area? So within the workforce plan around retraction, we've got a number of actions here, and I'll just very quickly take you through what we've done and what we're planning to do. As I mentioned, Michelle's come on board and she has basically taken the recruitment system and looked at that and fixed it up, and basically using all the functionality and always looking at different ways to improve workflows and rewriting job ads and our selling points, and using images of the area to try and attract people and make Bellingen Shire Council stand out. So we've done a lot of work in that space there, as well as the employer branding and value proposition. So really considering how we've promoting it, the words we're using. We've done some work around working with disability employment providers and being more inclusive, and how to basically write ads that make people feel inclusive and can reach out for assistance or any adjustments. We've recently participated in the government's Fresh Start to Apprentices, Cadets and Traineeship program, which is a program where the government is funding the wages and 15% on costs for apprentices and trainees over a period of probably 6 years. So we put in for the grant application process for 5 apprentices and trainees, and were approved for 3. So we've recently put on an apprentice heavy vehicle mechanic, an apprentice in the bridge construction team, and apprentice trainee in the stores. The other 2 that we put in for was a trainee in IT and in business support, but I don't think they were sort of deemed as a high priority positions. So there is a second round of funding which closes on the 31st of March. So we'll be popping in some more applications for some further apprentices and trainees. So that's been quite well received. We do try and capture equity data for new and existing employees. That's all been set up in the system, but as we've mentioned here, it is voluntary. And so if people wish to provide information about disability or their ethnic background, that's completely on them. We are, and we have been looking at for a while, a review and revision of pay grading and steps. So that's coming up in 25-26. So that's quite exciting. And we've also, well, we have in the past met with providers, job network providers, and other universities and schools and employment agencies to try and, I guess, broaden our talent pool and talk about opportunities with Bellingen Shire Council. And this one here will probably change because that's wrapped up in the DAP, the last point on this action plan. The second action is around developing our workforce, obviously providing them with an appropriate training and skills to be able to do their job. I'm not sure whether you can all see this, it's a bit small here, but we have managed to tick off a number of items in the actions here. So the training budget now sits with me. We've got an online learning platform, Elma, which I'm sure most of you have had some experience with now. I've spoken to the senior leadership team about options for professional development. We did a workshop with Alicia McKay last year, which was great. And so, yeah, focusing on that leadership development programs as well. I think we've done our project management training. So, yeah, I think we're tracking quite well in these actions here. I'll just move quickly now, just mindful of time. And then the third one in our strategy is around retention. So that's obviously continues to be a key area of focus, looking at our offerings, how we can improve staff engagement, as I mentioned before, conducting regular surveys and getting that feedback. But I guess the most important thing is acting on that feedback and making sure that we are actually following through and on those comments and suggestions, which has been great because in Office Vibe, you've got the ability to actually go in and respond to people's feedback. So I think that's working quite well, and also been a big focus on health and wellbeing as well. So there's just a number of items there. Some of them have been pushed out to 2026 around service reviews, which we'll probably look at then, but doing a lot of work in performance. And I think that's an area that's really picked up as well, that where managers are now managing performance issues, and I've just seen a change in that. So they're not afraid to step up to the plate and deal with difficult issues. Flexibility is obviously important for us to offering that to people as part of, I guess, our employment offer. More and more people are looking for that, I guess, flexible work arrangement post-COVID. We've talked about the wellbeing program surveys. I think that's pretty much it in our employee assistance program. So that's a workforce plan in a nutshell.